Hey guys, in last video we learned about why these dates are important and which dates are important. But now let's come back. Now we are going to discuss two subtopics in this video. How do we periodize and what is colonization? So I'm just going to give a gist of this to you. So how do we periodize means there was a Scottish economist called James Mill. He in 1817 what he did, he produced a three-volume book called A History of British India, and this he periodized British India into three periods: Muslim, Hindu, and also British. Okay, so like he divided on the basis of the religion of the ruler. So in that days, different religions had different beliefs, and it was disagreed, but it was also widely accepted by many civilizations. And also, Mill felt that all the Asian societies were at lower level of civilization than Europe. Okay, so were at lower level civilization than at Europe. And also he wanted, like what according to his telling is that before British, Hindu and Muslim despots were ruling the country, but I personally as an Indian, as a united person, I don't think that's correct. But I am, but he's too correct in his way. And he also felt that religious tolerance, caste taboos, and superstitious practices dominated a social life of an Indian. And he also felt British rule could have civilized India. It was necessary to introduce European manners, arts, institutions, and laws in India. Mill, in fact, suggested the British should conquer all the territories in India to ensure the enlightenment and happiness of of the Indian people. For India was not capable of progress without British. So I disagree this, but but many people agree that few things were progressed because of British. But I disagree. We would also have established a good progression in our, in our country. But yeah, in my opinion, if they ask you a question in exam, like opinion kind of questions, then I go with my opinion that I disagree with. But it might be agree. It depend on your opinions too. So also moving away from these British classifications and all. And okay, sorry, I've skipped one para. So this para is actually about, uh, you know, do you agree this was periodization of James Mill? I don't agree because Hindus or Muslims, you can't characterize, or you can't periodize any periods, and on the religion of the rulers of that time. Okay, because we know that at that time they had a lot of practices. And it also tells us when one person is ruling, other religions, faiths, or beliefs did were not cared. It was not even given importance, like that. And next classification is that historians divided history into ancient, medieval, and modern Indian history. So this division also had its true problem. Like this periodization was, it was borrowed from the Western periodization of history. Like they only determined the place which had modern period was associated with the growth of all the forces of modern nature. Like you have all the modern things, like it might be a science, it might be a reason. Okay, you had democracy, liberty, equality. And medieval was a term used to describe a society which in which the features in which the features of these modern societies did not exist. Okay. And also next, British rule, people, I actually in British rule, people did not have any equality, freedom, or liberty. That's the reason this period is called as a colonial period, and rule is called as a colonial rule by many historians. So now what is colonial? This is the last topic of the video. Colonial means simple. Okay. Okay, we go to some place, we establish something over there. We establish our living, we establish our livelihood, we stay there, and we start a colonization. We colonize. Get my point? There's some changes happening over there, like how British came to India, conquered, established their rule, and they subjugated local nawabs and rajas. The same way, what is colonization? This is a process. Okay, the process in which the subjugate with the process, sorry, the process when the subjugation, okay, of one country by another country, which leads to few changes like, you know, political, economical, social, cultural changes. We refer it to as process. We refer this process as colonization. Okay, so yeah, and a few important points are there. So these are a few important points which you have to learn. And I'm telling you guys, I hope you understood this second part of the chapter one. And thank you. Okay, so I think you've understood, and I, yeah, thank you. Signing off, Agastya.